Today on Fresno State Focus, we'll learn what steps we're taking to help resolve Chukchansi's financial issues.
Also, the costly changes that Assembly Bill 30 is bringing to local high schools.
Plus, how student loans are affecting certain Fresno State students.
Fresno State Focus starts now. Hello and welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Cecilia Jauregui.
And I'm Diana Giselle.
Breaking news coming from Fresno State Chaffee Zoo. A gas leak led to an evacuation of over 400 people during the construction of a new parking lot at the zoo. A tractor hit a gas pipeline. No people or animals were hurt. No damages was done. Zoo officials are not sure when the park will reopen.
Chukchansi Gold Resort and Casino is looking at a possible reopening after a new tribal council was sworn in Monday night. After a lengthy election, 7 new members were seated on the council in front of a crowd at Oakhurst Community Center. Just over a year ago, a dispute between tribal factions forced the resort to close. The new council hopes to resolve some financial issues and reach an agreement with the county to move forward.
As the seasons change and winter starts to set in, the chances of getting sick goes up. Well, you can now combine 2 of the 3 largest drugstores into one. Yesterday, Walgreens officially purchased the shares and debts for Rite Aid at a cost of $17.2 billion. The Walgreens chain will now have 13,000 stores across the country. Walgreens officials say the plan is to keep Rite Aid name for the time being.
Tulare Union High School is one of 4 schools in California that will be required by law to get rid of the name Redskins. Assembly Bill 30 was passed by Governor Jerry Brown this month. The bill prohibits public schools from using the term Redskins as a school or athletic name, mascot, or nickname. Superintendent Dr. Sarah Collegan says schools will have to make costly changes.
We have done an inventory around the campus to see where Redskins, the name is throughout the campus. And it's on stained glass, wooden statues, murals, uniforms, stationery, signs, and so forth. When you add all those things together, if we were to have to change everything tomorrow, we're talking over $700,000.
Tulare Union has had their Redskins name since 1924. 3 of the 4 schools affected by this are here in the Central Valley. Beginning January 1st, 2017, all schools will need to make the changes.
Student loans are an easy way for college students to help pay for their education. In 2014-2015 school year, 37% of Fresno State students, both undergraduate and graduate, took out a loan. About $62 million were dispersed to student loans. Let's take a look at a program that can help students have their student loan forgiven.
2 most important, though, are the gait belt and the blood pressure.
Melissa Simas is a physical therapy student. As she prepares for graduation, she is not trying to worry about debt and concentrate on her education.
When I'm done, I'll be about $100,000 in student loan debt.
Student loan forgiveness could help. The program can forgive, cancel, or discharge a federal loan if they work in areas such as teaching or public health, for example. In order for a student loan to be forgiven, students need to contact their loan service provider to see if they qualify. Jessica Calhoun is the loan coordinator for Fresno State. Her main goal is to teach students about budgeting. She says even though students are offered the maximum amount of loan, she recommends they don't take out the full amount and says some loans are safer than others.
So you always want to make sure that you go with the federal loans because you're protected by the federal government. They're government loans. And then also like the subsidized loans, there's no interest that accrues while you're in school. The government is actually paying the interest for you.
Every student is eligible for student loans no matter their income. First-time borrowers need to complete an online assessment along with the Master Promissory Note, which is an agreement that students will pay back their loans. Roberto Medina from the Financial Aid Department has the recommendations for students who are first-time borrowers.
Only borrow what you need. Students, they can find themselves in real trouble maybe after school's over.
This is a TheraBand.
And although Melissa Simas knows she owed a lot of money, she feels at the end it would all be worth it.
After graduation, Simas hopes to become a pediatrician here in the Central Valley. To get more information about student loans or other programs available for students, visit the Fresno State Financial Aid website at www.fresnostate.edu/studentaffairs/financial aid.
The Shenzhen Friendship Garden is now open in Woodward Park. The garden shows over 100 trees from the Clark Bonsai Collection. The bonsai trees are displayed on a seasonal rotation, giving visitors a chance to explore the unique texture of the trees. The garden also allows visitors to walk along pathways to enjoy the peaceful movement.
They also are sculptures, living forms of art. They change as the seasons change. They grow. And so you see so many beautiful examples of nature in a small visual that really will create a sense of awe.
The garden is a gift to the city of Fresno, and they encourage all visitors to come out and visit. For admission information, please visit shenzhenjapanesegarden.org.
Coming up next on Fresno State Focus, how the producers of the gallows are giving us nightmares once again.
Plus, we'll learn about the newest addition to the Fresno State family. All that and more when we come back.
This is our Fresno State, forming relationships and learning experiences that last a lifetime, making friends who are like family, learning from professors who treat us like family, and earning a degree to make a better future for our family. Engaging our alumni generation by generation by generation. This is our Fresno State. Welcome to the family.
Success. At Fresno State, it's no secret. It's discovering new ways to change our world. It's creating opportunities as diverse as our community itself. It's in the distinction of our graduates as they lead us into the future. Success is no secret at Fresno State. It's our mission.
The zombie apocalypse came to Fresno. Bloody zombies roamed through Woodward Park as they hunted for survivors this past Saturday. Participants had the option to run as a group, being zombies or survivors, but mainly all returned alone, running for their lives. Survivors ran desperately through an obstacle course while being attacked for their flags.
I was really scared at first because they were chasing after you and you're like, oh my God, they're gonna take your flag, and the adrenaline just going through your veins was really fun.
The zombie survival crawl had a laser tag zombie hunt in which participants were armed to stop zombies from crossing the biohazard line. The guys who brought you the summer horror, the movie The Gallows, brings you the largest and spine-tingling haunted house in the valley. I myself had a chance to walk through the dark, sinister hallways. A quarter mile of darkness and sheer anticipation is what you can expect at the Tremendum's Nightmare Theater, where the movie The Gallows was filmed. The Gallows was written, directed, and produced by filmmaker Travis Clough and Chris Loafing, who later came up with the idea of the haunted theater.
It would be such a wasted opportunity if we didn't take advantage of this. Give people in Fresno the chance to walk through what was a movie set, which that's a fun thing.
And we just said, let's go for it. The opportunity's there. Halloween's right around the corner. Let's see if we can make this happen.
The hair-rising attraction gives everyone in the valley the chance to walk through the dark, sinister hallways and be scared out of their minds.
There's a lot of scary moments in there, and I think it was really scary. You know, just everything, it's like the movie.
So we are here at the theater, and rumors going around is that the theater is in fact haunted.
The cast and crew of the haunted theater say they themselves have experienced things they couldn't explain.
The door on the very, very edge shut, opened all the way, and shut again. And as soon as that happened, I just pointed up the stairs and I was like, I'm not going up there, you have to go check. I'm like shaking talking about it. It's scary.
The attraction is filled with long, dark hallways, twists and turns, but only one way out.
creating a nerve-wracking experience for those who enter.
As you can see, I also was scared myself. The Nightmare Theater will be open through October 31st, with the Nightmare starting at 7 p.m. each night. Tickets are on sale online at nightmaretheater.us. Going to a pumpkin patch is a must this Halloween season. The Pumpkin King family invites you and your family to come harvest memories with them at the Pumpkin Patch in Fresno. There's something for everyone in the family, from a maze to bounce houses and even a pony ride. The Pumpkin Patch offers full family entertainment through November 1st with free parking and free admission. That's it for your entertainment news. Have a happy Halloween this weekend. Now back to you, Diana and Cecilia.
Thank you, Fabiola. He's got 4 legs and comes in at 45 pounds. Victor E. III is Fresno State's newest mascot. I give you the insider of Victor's role on campus.
No. Oh, here we go. Now you're going to be on video eating stuff you're not supposed to be.
We welcomed him this past summer. 6-month-old Victor E. III took the role of Fresno State's mascot, and it's keeping him busier than you think. What makes Victor different is the involvement he has on campus. The last 2 mascots were kept off the university and brought in when needed. Caregiver Jacqueline Glazner says this time it would be different.
The university at that point wanted to have the mascot be at the university every day, so that he could be interacting with the students and so that we could have him be here on campus, going to different events.
Victor was brought in from Scottsdale, Arizona. He's from a famous breeding company known as Hollywood Bulldog. Victor's cost was $4,000. Jacqueline says the money to buy Victor was donated by an alum and his wife.
I mean, it really hasn't impacted, the university in terms of that, because it has been, and that was a very important piece of it, to have it be donor dollars and not, university funds.
Victor lives in the Smith Camp Alumni House on campus and is watched by staff who balance a schedule of work and playtime.
Good boy.
He is rambunctious. That's my best description of him. He's very friendly. He loves everyone, but when he gets in a little play mode, he'll start playing.
Victor is currently attending weekly training, but don't underestimate this puppy. He knows what he wants and loves an audience. Some might even call him a diva.
In typical bulldog fashion, pretty darn stubborn.
Victor's schedule is now open for any students who want to invite him to an event or just hang out and play fetch. Here with us today, we have Blair Smith Camp and the celebrity himself, Victor E. Bulldog III. How are you, Blair?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for coming out today. So I know I mentioned that he's doing training right now. What are kind of the things that he's learning?
So we're learning all of the traditional puppy training things, sit, stay, lie down. One that we haven't had to do much training on is sitting and posing for selfies and pictures.
He's good at that.
He's pretty great at that. He knows how to turn it on when he's in a big crowd and when anyone wants to snap a photo of him.
Nice. So what do you think, I know you spent a lot of time with him at the Smith Camp House. What do you think is one of the biggest improvements that Victor has had since being here?
I think that he's just gotten to be a part of the crowds in the communities. His big debut was our first home football game, and so getting to be a part of all of the sports and get to come to different student events is something that he really enjoys, and we really enjoy having him. And so getting him acclimated to having all of the students around him and pulling in his wagon across campus today, it's just a really neat thing to see your university mascot on campus.
Now, I know a lot of people don't know he actually he's here on campus throughout the day. How does work get done in the office with the little dog running around?
It's really hard to get work done. We have to close our doors sometimes and he'll want to scratch on it, but everyone needs a 10-minute break for some fetch. So we love getting to play with him, and he makes coming to work a little easier with his cute face.
I bet. How do you think having a live mascot has really helped Fresno State community?
I think it's brought a lot of sense of pride to not only the Fresno community, but the campus community, faculty, staff, and students. Getting to have him on campus, it makes you proud to be a Bulldog, and you get to see this little guy. And so, what better way to have this representation and this kind of an ambassador for you. And he's the most fun, sweetest, most chill mascot we could ever ask for. So we're lucky to have him.
So tell us, what kind of events is Victor open for?
He goes to everything. We've taken him to some fundraising events, to dinner mixers. Of course, he goes to all of our sporting events. So he's kind of a well-rounded, any type of event dog. He'll be there. He's happy to mix and mingle and take photos.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for being here
Thank
today.
you.
We've been speaking with Blair Smithcamp and hanging out with Victor.
Members of the Ceramics Guild contributed to the Chaffee Zoo by creating unique pots that are featured in a new exhibit. Gilbert Magallon followed them on their journey to the plains of Africa.
Around and around it goes as it becomes taller and takes its shape. This is only one of many long and time-consuming steps the pot must go through before it can reach its destination. A new African-themed exhibit at the Fresno Chaffee Zoo. Scott Barton, executive director at the zoo, is in charge of the partnership.
We had the opportunity, because this new Africa exhibit was being done, that we could showcase some art pieces from the department at Fresno State. And the real logical one was ceramics, to do some beautiful African-style pottery.
The process starts at Fresno State, where members of the Ceramics Guild give life to the pots by putting in long hours building them up to their full potential.
It wasn't very long hour-wise, but it was long about 6 months-wise, because you have to find the time to put in, you have to let it dry.
All the pots are made of clay, and because certain ones are so large, more than one person must take care of them. The pots must then be left out to dry, a process that can take days. Before they can continue their journey, the pots must go through one of the most important steps. They must become strong. And in order to become strong, they must enter a large brick oven that can reach more than 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Unfortunately, not all the pots make it past this step.
It was sad because I spent like the whole entire Christmas break here in Fresno State. And every time we would come, it was like around 7 hours.
But those that do make it can reach their final destination on their trip, where they will play a supporting role in a much bigger show. This is where the journey ends for the pots made by the Ceramics Guild. But a new adventure begins here at the Fresno Chaffee Zoo. Gilbert Magallon, Fresno State Focus.
Last year, Halloween saw the rain that sent trick-or-treaters home early. Here's Janet Zaragoza with this week's spectacular weather.
We started with rain this morning, and now we have clear skies with beautiful weather. Let's take a look at our national satellite map behind us. The Midwest is looking pretty clear, but if we take a look at our eastern part of the United States, we have some activity going on with rainfalls. They're expected to have 2 to 3 inches of rain. They also have high wind advisory system. And also, if we take a look, speaking of rain, we have the low pressure system that is bringing us that rain here in the Central Valley that we got here today. If we take, speaking of the low pressure system, now it's moving eastward, and that is giving us those clearer skies. Now onto our Central Valley forecast, we have mid to low 70s, which is bringing that beautiful weather here. Onto our air quality, we can expect to see good in the San Joaquin and Stanislaus, and Fresno and Tulare is looking moderate. Today's temperature is 72 degrees with wind coming from the northwest at 14 miles per hour with a relative humidity of 63 degrees. Onto our Fresno State forecast, tomorrow will look partly cloudy with 75 degrees. For Friday, working its way in through the weekend, for those trick-or-treaters out there, we can expect to see 82 degrees, beautiful sunny weather. Working its way, don't forget that also Sunday is fallback. Don't forget to send your alarm back 1 hour, and working its way in through the work week, Monday and Tuesday, we can expect to see some cooler temperatures, 64 for Monday and 63 for Tuesday. That is it with weather. Moving on with Cecilia and Diana.
The Susan G. Komen Foundation helps sponsor 150 different events across the world each year to raise awareness about breast cancer. Andrew Worth attended the Central Valley Race for the Cure to find out how special this event really is.
Runners are ready.
Approximately 1 in every 8 women in the United States are diagnosed with some form of breast cancer in their lifetime. For Julie Garcia, the unfortunate news came on January 18th, 2012.
You know, you hear all these stories, but until you go through it, you actually know that you just have to be a fighter, and you cannot allow cancer to control you or to take over your life.
Following her remission, Garcia's family decided to create a team called Julie's Jugs to participate in the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. As executive director of the Central Valley chapter and a survivor herself, Sharon Johnson explains the impact that these events have.
The really important thing, though, is that survivors can mingle with other survivors, and of course it is our major fundraiser. 75% of the funds raised today stay right here in Fresno County to fund education, screening, and treatment. 25 funds breast cancer research.
This year's Race for the Cure saw approximately 3,000 individual and team participants and was able to raise over $55,000. As the husband of a survivor, Chris Garcia explained what makes this day so special.
We come out and we enjoy this day, we have fun, because we realize this is a day to honor her survival. And for me, it's very special. I mean, it's tough to get up early in the morning and set up everything, but once it's up and running, you know, the reality is that I have my wife to be by my side one more day.
As runners here in the Central Valley cross the finish line, hope is all on their mind as a Race for the Cure continues. Andrew Worth, Fresno State Focus.
Coming up in sports, head coach Rodney Terry will speak with us about upcoming football season.
Also, how the Bulldogs play on the field may be affecting ticket sales and attendance at home games. Stay tuned for sports with Cox Odia.
I got the Bulldog spirit up in my head.
Up in my head.
Up in my head.
I got that Bulldog spirit up in my head. Up in my head to say. I got that Bulldog spirit deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. Got that Bulldog spirit deep in my heart. Deep in my heart to stay. I got that Bulldog spirit down in my toes. Down in my toes. Down in my toes, I got that Bulldog spirit. Down in my toes, hey! Down in my toes to stay. I got that Bulldog spirit. Up in my head, deep in my heart. Down in my toes, I got that Bulldog spirit. All over me to stay. I got that Bulldog spirit.
Deep in my heart.
Deep in my heart, deep in my heart. I got that Bulldog spirit.
The Fresno State equestrian team defeated number 9 New Mexico State 12-8 on Friday at the Student Horse Center. But on Saturday, the Dogs fell behind early to number 7 Texas A&M. After a valiant effort, the Dogs rallied back to force a tie. The Aggies, unfortunately, owned the tiebreaker with more total points in the match and would take the win. Despite the loss, Fresno State took home 6 of 8 chances to earn most outstanding player honors for the weekend. Sophomore Kylina Shellac earned a pair on Friday, and a third on Saturday, with Sydney Elliott, Taylor Brown, and Taylor Dixon each collecting 1. The Dogs slate will conclude with a trip to the AQHA Horsemanship Challenge on November 19th in Oklahoma City. The team's men's basketball season is right around the corner, and after a season-ending loss to Colorado State in the Mountain West quarterfinals, the Bulldogs look to make some noise in the competitive Mountain West. With us today is Ronnie Terry, head basketball coach for the men's team, here to talk about the upcoming season. How's it going, Coach?
Going great. Thank you for having me today.
All right, good. 15-17 record last season. How do you guys hope to improve upon that this season?
Well, you know, we have an older team this year. We've got the returning team, perimeter players we have good senior leadership and 3 guards that played a lot of minutes for us, and they've kind of been through battle tested already. So, you know, we feel good about where we are with that. Our team chemistry, I think, is a lot better with this year's team, so I expect big things from them.
Okay, I know the team is making the emphasis more on creating a post presence this season. Could you tell us about the plethora of big men you guys have brought in?
Absolutely. They're going to be the difference in how well we do this year and what type of start we get off to as well. We have brought in a couple of junior college front court players for us that have experience. We need those guys to come in and give us a presence and really buy into those roles. And if they buy into those roles a lot sooner, we'll be pretty good this year.
Okay, and you guys' record overall wasn't too bad, but your record outside of St. Mark's Center was kind of questionable. How do you guys hope to improve upon that?
Well, I mean, you know, we've got a competitive schedule from start to finish. I mean, this year we've got 18 home games, so we're at home a little bit more. Yeah. You know, you go away from home, you've just got to do the things that you practice, execute on the road, and you got to have some toughness about you. We got to be a tougher team on the road.
Okay. I hear you guys went on a 10-day tour to Italy this summer. Could you tell us about the experience and what you guys learned as a team?
Great educational experience for our guys, getting a chance to take in a whole different culture, whole different customs, language. You know, you got a chance to see a lot. I mean, it's a trip of a lifetime. But not only that, I think our guys really got a chance to bond and spend a lot of time with each other, and I thought we grew as a team.
Okay, thank you, Coach, for your time at the Fresno State Focus. We've been talking with Coach Terry, head basketball coach for the men's team. The Bulldogs will open the season at home November 13th versus Pepperdine. The Fresno State football team is struggling to get fans to stay the entire game, and the team's play may be the cause for the dwindling attendance. I was able to ask a few fans what they think during a recent game.
Last year, the average attendance at Bulldog Stadium was 34,876, as the team posted a 4-2 record. This year, both wins have also come at home, but that's not enough to fill the seats. Bulldogs fan Tim Garrison, a longtime fan, has noticed the drastic change.
4 hours ago, I got here to get us a nice spot in the shade, and we didn't actually need it because there's nobody here. So.
The level of play hasn't been up to the standard of recent years, which may be a cause for concern for fans like ticket holder Pumpkin Salazar.
I noticed a decline in the sales. We try to sell as many tickets as we can. We got all our family come. We come about 40, 50 deep. Of course, when they do better, more people come. I don't know why people don't come.
Although attendance has taken a huge hit, a good amount of loyal fans still continue to show their support for the Bulldogs.
Although the stadium's attendance does continue to decline, loyal fans like Manuel Arriaga continue to show up and support the Bulldogs, win or lose.
I think a lot of things have to do with attendances. If you start winning and the way you promote for people to come play here, it's going to happen all the time because Fresno loves the Dogs, and the Dogs need that support all the time, even through the bad time.
With 2 more home games left at Bulldog Stadium, Assistant Athletic Director for External Communications, Jason Clay, is hoping for a good turnout as he finds ways to keep fans engaged.
You know, we're always thinking of ways to, give back to our fans. They give us so much support, so, as the year comes to an end, it's going to be kind of our turn to kind of pay that support back to them.
The Bulldogs' next home game is November 5th at 7:30 p.m. against the Nevada Wolfpack.
And I know Halloween is just this upcoming weekend. Do you guys have any plans?
No, I don't really celebrate Halloween, so
Really?
I'll probably just be at home with my son, who
sounds
doesn't
nice.
celebrate it either.
That's so something. Well, I went to the haunted house. I think I did enough for the upcoming Halloween season.
Do you recommend it?
Scares.
It was really scary. If you're a scared person, I wouldn't go through it. But if you can take it, I definitely would.
Did you go by yourself?
I went with a couple high schoolers, but it was nice. They were really. They actually talked to me about Fresno State. They like Fresno State, and they said that they love the library, which, by the way, the library will be open until midnight.
That's right, which is really convenient.
Yeah, I'll be in there studying for sure.
There you go.
Studying, and then also there's a play coming up, so Midsummer Night Dream's coming up, so let's make sure to attend to that.
Next week on Fresno State Focus, as the presidential race heats up, we will show you what to look for.
Plus, the curtain goes up as a Shakespeare production starting Fresno State students.
Also, how the best modes of transportation on campus could really be a hazard.
From all of us here at Fresno State Focus, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.